As a photographer and videographer, I'm always reaching into my bag or onto my desk for all of my gear, and sometimes I grab the wrong thing because it's very similar to something else. For example, my ND filters, their cases all look very similar, they're not labeled. Until now. I've decided to steal something from my wife, and it is a label maker. Yes. That's what we're talking about today. I've resorted to talking about label makers on this channel. Please don't be mad. Welcome back to the channel, and yes, we're talking about label makers, and it's not as boring as you may think. It's actually pretty nerdy and exciting on my part, because I am probably one of the most disorganized photographers, videographers out there, and I'm always losing something, and then I'm rebuying it, and I have no idea what is in what boxes out there. Well, let me tell you this. My wife, who used to own an eBay store, had a ton of stuff in the basement, and she had to label them, and she went through years and years, probably about 15 years of labeling devices. And recently she came across one that is Bluetooth, and yes, technology changes. I'm a middle-aged guy. I'm just catching up. But technology is pretty good, that it's all in an app, wirelessly, creating labels and printing them so easy that I decided to unbox it and do it myself before I even told her that, she got it in the mail. And I fell in love because I stopped losing my stuff. And yes, I'm going to leave a link below because you know how much this little thing I've never heard of it before, but Nelco. It's like this guy named Nell. And then he's like, I'm going to name this Nelco. Well, Nelco created a $20 label maker that blows my mind. It is usually about $40, $45, and on Amazon right now, I'll leave the link below, it is $19.99. It is so cheap, comes with extra paper, it is all good. I can't believe it. What do I say about it? It's small, it's got a button that you just hold down and then it turns on, and but we're going to take a closer look in just a moment, a nice top-down video on demoing this, how I connect onto the app, what you can do with those. Now, I know I'm behind the times. I don't label my stuff very well. I'll put them in containers and bags that I know what's in there, and then I'm reaching around looking for it. But I am dumb. I can't believe I haven't labeled my stuff as well as I am now. So we're going to do a top-down video. I'm going to go and show you how you log into the app, what you can do in it, and then we're going to come back in here and I'm just going to tell you to buy it, because if you don't have a label maker, you should definitely have one. They are cheap, inexpensive, and they do what they're supposed to do. So this is probably the simplest label maker I've ever worked with before, and I got to be honest with you, my wife is the label maker of the family. She had an eBay store for years and always had to categorize things in our basement where she kept those. So I unboxed it myself, tried it out, and I couldn't believe how much I love this thing. So it does come with a USB-C adapter for charging. It did have juice right away in it. And let's just open and unlock this. So right now, here is the tape in there. Let me just take it out. I've only just started using it the other day, and so it will come with this spool and this. So not to mess it up anymore, let me just put it back in here. It's really easy. You just stick it in there, have this stick out a little bit. So the first time you use it, you will have it stick out. Each little label is on this little waxed paper. And so you just want it to stick out like a few millimeters and then clamp it down. You'll turn it on. So it's a long press. And then after it's on, you will double tap it like this. Wait, let me do it again. All right, so what it just did was an automatic adjustment, making sure it's lined up perfectly for when you do the label. So the next thing you need is your phone. And after you have downloaded the Nelco app, you will go into the Nelco app, you will turn on your Bluetooth, and you will connect to it. And now the connection right here does show that you are at about 50% battery on this. So 50% battery, it doesn't take a whole lot to function and use this. And then you have templates, you have what is called the shopping mail, not familiar with it yet, AI printing, and then you can go into your print history. These are the things that I've done in the past. You can go into my template. I can click onto the template and then I can change it up. Obviously, my last thing I did was 82 millimeter magnetic ND, and then I put it on, and there you go. That's what it looked like on there. I've had it on for about a day and a half and moved it around quite a bit. It is stuck on pretty good. But I don't know about you. Sometimes I'm looking at the top of my lenses and I have no idea which one it's for. Now, this is a 77 millimeter thread. This goes specifically to my 14 to 35. That's looking right down right now. So the 14 to 35 f4. But when I am looking for lenses quickly, it would be nice to just look down and know that, oh, this is my 14 to 35 f4 and I can grab it. So let's print a label that says Canon 14 to 35 f4. And we will put it right on this cap, and this will be the cap that goes on that lens. So when I look down at my lenses on my case, I will know exactly which one I'm grabbing right away, and I don't have to look at the side of it. All right, so we are going to double tap on here. It pulls up this little screen. We can delete it, and I will put Canon. I really don't even need to put Canon if I didn't want to, but we'll do it, see if it fits. 14 to 35. And let's just say I'm asking somebody to grab it, F4. And I can adjust it as needed as well. So I can center it, do italics, I can underline it. We can change the font. So you have different font right here. That looks like something my teenage daughter would like. So we're just going to keep it simple with the default system, Canon 14 to 35 F4. And then what you do is you just hit print. You'll come to this confirmation. How many copies do you want? We just want the one, and we will print. And so there it goes. Prints out the label. And then this is actually a little scissors right here. So you just push up, cuts it, and just pull it off right there. And look at that. You have Canon 14 to 35 f4, and then we can just unpeel this. It is sticky, and I can shove it right over the Canon if I want. I'm going to do it on the side here. And then when I am looking down on this, it's not perfectly laid, but when I look down on it, I know this is the Canon 14 to 35 f4, and I can just grab that lens. Now in the app, you can go out, you can change things. You can do QR codes, barcodes, text, pictures. You can even print pictures. You can go to an AI gallery and start looking up stuff. So I know a lot of you are used to my camera reviews, my lens reviews, going over a little technical and fun stuff in the cemetery. That's right, we love the cemetery. So this was a little offbeat, but I feel like it's just as important because in order for me to even pull out these YouTube videos weekly and do my job, I need to get to the camera gear that I use for each one and have it organized. And sometimes I'm looking down at a lens and all I see is Canon. I don't know if it's my 14 to 35, my 15 to 35, my 24 to 105, 24 to 70. What is it? What am I grabbing? And so that I can label the caps that I put on those, assuming that I put the caps on the right lens later on, it helps tremendously. But really the biggest thing is the filters. The fact that I'm not grabbing the wrong filter now, the wrong filter size, and I have it labeled right on there if it's a 58 millimeter or 77 or 82. And I know that it's labeled CPL or if it's going to be an ND filter or a variable ND filter. I'm not just fumbling around looking for the right thing and wasting all that time. It is a time saver. Now, right now on Amazon, this is 50% off, so you're getting it for about $20. That is a steal in a world that we spend so much money on our gear. Now you can label your gear, you can know where your gear is and grab it easily. and not waste all that time. And don't worry, it doesn't cost you any extra to use the affiliate link below. It just helps out this channel and helps you out by going to it directly. And if you did find this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and if you haven't, check out those videos right there. They are pretty good. Oh, and don't forget, have a blessed new year.